Bless everything we are going to do here. Help us to remember that we are one family, united in love and friendship under God. Bless all those who have continued to work hard to sustain these beautiful community events. Bless all the food and drinks we will share and enjoy in this place. Bless the truck and the tractor pull events. Yes. May they bring us joy and peace. Shield and protect all of us from every harm. We pray that everything we do in this place will bring glory and praise to your holy name. We make our prayer through our Lord Jesus Christ, your Son, who lives and reigns with you in the unity of the Holy Spirit, God, forever and ever. And everybody said, Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Father. Would you please remain standing and remember a couple of things with me, please? We live in the land of the free because this is the home of the brave. We stand to pay tribute to this great country of ours. We need to remember that freedom is not free. We gathered this evening because of the actions of one group, our veterans. To our veterans, we say thank you. To those newly home from deployment, welcome home. To the families of men and women still deployed around the world and here at home, know that we wait with you and pray with you for their safe return. Let us never, ever forget, but let us forever remember. For it is the veteran, not the preacher, that's given us the freedom of religion. The veteran, not the reporter, that's given us the freedom of the press. The veteran, not the poet, has given us the freedom of speech. The veteran, not the campus organizer, that's given us the freedom to assemble as we have tonight. The veteran, not the lawyer, that's given us the right to a fair trial. The veteran, not the politician, given us the right to vote. It is the veteran that salutes the flag. Sadly, it is the veteran that sleeps beneath it. All gave some, but some gave all. The flag is on top of the tower. Would you please turn and face that flag as Natalie Linnemeyer brings us our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Natalie. Folks, we got 6 classes of Poland coming right up.
Thanks to all the emergency vehicles that we have on the track. They are part of the people that we say thank you to. They are our heroes that we need to celebrate each and every day, realizing what they do to take care of us. We need to make sure that we thank them when we have the opportunity. So thank you. We appreciate your being here this evening. 6 classes, as Ron said. We are going to be ready to rock and roll. We will start on what I'm going to refer to as the far track or the right track tonight. We'll start with a 3-0 class. Mark Bingham will be on the Mark Sled on the right-handed track tonight. The other sled we will set because we had some issues getting him in on the ground and ready to go. So we're going to set that sled on this track with a left track as we get underway with our 3-0 class. We'll give you a lineup here in just a second. As soon as we get the track clear, we'll be ready to go.
And you still got a little time for those of you that have not been here. We do sell their earplugs right under the tower. There's also a booth on the other side of the track. You might thank me later. I love the loud, so it's going to get loud. Still time to run out and grab yourself a sausage sandwich, a cold beverage. You can always get back to the beer tent. Miller Lite, Coors Banquet, Yingling Flight, Mighty Summer Shandy, the margaritas. Head on back there, they're $4 each. You can get a 6-pack for $20. What a bargain. We got Lions Club selling popcorn and candy. They're on both sides of the track. Remember, along with those whole hog sausage sandwiches, they have hot dogs, they have nachos. Ice cold drinks are only $1. Folks, that's only $1. That's great.
First of our classes down the right-hand track tonight are going to be the Pro Stock Diesel 3.0. We have 13 Baker's Dozen to run here tonight. We saw them run last night. They are on the track and, as Ron brought up earlier, are part of this group that will be trying to put together the longest distance for the weekend, in which case that gives them a $500 purse. So we'll find out here in just a bit. But right now, the 3.0s will be our first class up. Brian Shue, followed by Adam Halen, Jake Whitman, and Setman.
Yep, and she's going that way, so I need to sit down. Okay, just make sure she's looking for you. She knows where I am. She sent me here. Are you ready, Ashley, for that tractor pull? Yep, we're ready. I got my earplugs on.
Taking the opportunity on the left-hand track or the near track as far as I'm concerned, we are testing the sled. We'll get the opportunity to find out if the sled is going to run like it's supposed to, make sure the trips work the way they're supposed to, and this is something that is not necessarily something that you will normally get a chance to see. Normally this is done before we get ready to operate down the track, but we'll take a couple of times down the track with this to find out if everything is going to work, the drops work like they're supposed to, and everything has been checked before it started down the track. But sometimes you want to look at it and say, okay, we may need a pass down the track. Plus, that gives us an opportunity to put a little, what I'm calling, and I have for years, called a sled finish on the track. The grounds bars on the bottom side of that pan are the ones that make the vehicle pull so much harder. When that pan drops down hard, they will put a different finish on the track. We'll get that done, but 3 times down the track. We'll roll it back, put it back in place, ready to go again. So this is Mr. Jeff Story on board the Beck Sled tonight, and he will be on the near track. Mark Bingham is on the other side with the on the mark. We have checked him. We know it is ready to go. Dealing with issues with traffic, getting somebody in on the grounds, etc. If we had to do this way, and we appreciate your patience and understanding as we make our way through. But that's why we'll do this. We'll run that sled twice more tonight down the track to make sure 3 times gets a chance to see all the way across the track how things are going to work. You'll see the drivers out checking now, going, now what are we seeing? What are we figuring out there on the track? They're going to probe that track, see if there's a soft spot maybe they need to avoid, a hard spot that they want to take advantage of. All of those things fall into place and become part of that pass that the sled operator has made before the class even starts.
Alan, you know, I've talked about our many volunteers and helpers that come out here. The guy on that tractor, affectionately known as Moose. Moose is here helping a tremendous amount of time. He puts in a lot of time out here. So he's one of our great people that's just out here a lot helping us out.
Second pass, and you can see as we come down the track, the blocks moving forward. We can count the blocks in the transfer portion of that sled. We count 1, 2, 3, 4, which would be a total of 8,000 pounds in the sled moving forward as far as weight is concerned. Sleds typically weigh anywhere from 26 to 31,000 pounds empty, and we start stacking the weight blocks in the box to make it heavier as it goes down the track. You can see the old tent working a little harder now, this time down, because the box is a little further forward. And the front end coming up just a little bit lighter. They're watching to make sure. Jeff is watching very carefully. We have the safety equipment on that tractor as far as being able to protect the driver. So we want to make sure that we don't flip him backwards, don't give him a hard enough pull that he'll stand that thing up. That's 2. We'll go one more time, but we'll be ready to go with our far side track, or the right-hand track, with Brian Shue with the 3-0 class as it gets underway. Class of 13, the Baker's Dozen, first up on that track.
I told y'all about Moose driving the tractor. How about we give him a special salute? This time when he gets up here to a mountain tower, let's all go, boo! What do you think? Does that sound like a good idea? I think it's a great idea. Let's give it to him, everybody. Moose! Moose! Thanks, Moose. You do a great job. You know it.
They're making the call for Brian Shue to make his way out onto the track, our first of our 3-0 class at 8,000 pounds. 26-inch hitch. Let's talk a little bit more about a 3.0 diesel. 460 cubic inches underneath the hood, 3-inch inlet. In other words, the inlet side of the turbocharger is what we measure and is what restricts this class to a 3.0. Typical, most of our diesel pickups up and down the road today are at 2.6 as far as the size of the turbocharger. So it's a little larger than that. We can run up to a 3.6 charger class. But this is our 3.0 class, and that is what restricts it, along with the 460 cubic inches, 8,000 pounds DOT approved tires, and a 26-inch hitch on the backside. For Brian Shue with the Iron Maiden, comes out of Columbia City, Indiana. He's going to be our 10th hook in the class. We give every one of the first hook in every class an option. Is he happy with what he sees? Is he feeling comfortable with the distance he ran? If he's not, he can come back again. I've seen it done. He turns right around and comes right back. More often than not, they will drop to the bottom of the class. The class of 13 here tonight. You can drop 6 if you want to, but it's not going to give you much of an advantage to watch the rest of the class. That is very important to these drivers. They want to watch the rest of the drivers go down the track, figure out what they need to do. at 8,000 pounds. As we said, Brian Shoot had a decent run last night trying to figure out exactly, and I don't have the finishes I should have had for those to know what's going on. But Brian ended up in the number 11 spot last night. Class has not changed. We still have a couple of extras, but as a general rule, it's the same class we had last night. Number 11, he'd like to make a little better showing as we get. This is one of the classes that they're going to add the distances together to qualify for that $500 one. Are they going to change the sled on me? Do I want to think about it again? We'll find out. $379, $155. Technical services have said we're going to tighten it up just a little bit. We're going to take a little bit of that distance away from him. What you want to do, can he come back? He will drop to the bottom, as I predicted he probably would. So he'll drop to the bottom of the class. Bring up Adam Haley in Fort Wayne with the record. He'll now be our test hook. Have another young man got his man standing here. He is an aspiring NTPA announcer. And hey, tell people a little bit about yourself, why you got involved with it.
My name is Tate Dusso. I'm from Northwest Ohio, up by Lake Erie, Cedar Point area. If anybody's ever been out there, I'm not interested in that stuff, but that's because I live there. I'm interested in the announcing with NTPA. I've always been a very easy person, easygoing. I like to talk. And I think that's how I got thrown into this. You know, I just start talking to people, and you build connections. And I finally got the chance to, somebody talked to me, and they said, hey, that would be a good thing for you. You should talk to some guys at NTPA and see what they can do. And a couple phone calls later, and here I am. You know, I'm really excited to start this, and hopefully it's a long career. So I'm pretty excited. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. You're going to hear from him a little later on. I'm just going to throw you the mic, and I'm going to walk away. I'm going to let him do a whole class by himself. The time comes here in a minute. But I'm not going to do that to him right now. Theta wouldn't do that because we're still getting things set and getting our organizing our rhythm in place. So it'll take us a time to get that. We now have the other sled set. They said Jeff is set. The story with the Beck sled on the left-hand track. So that class of 6,200 pound, our four-wheel drive, making their way in. This is the Blue Jet, the bucket list. Blue Jet machine, Edinburgh again. Ike Zering in the driver's seat of this one. Ike is no stranger to competition. Being interesting to watch. This is the first opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, you've had to see the four-wheel drive vehicles themselves. The 3.0s are four-wheel drive, yes, but we're talking a little different here. The fact, same size head, but a lot lighter vehicle, only weighing in at 6,200 pounds. The weight box in the front is what helps counterbalance the vehicle, allows that front end to stay in contact with the track when you start to pull down on the back side as he starts down the track. Watch Ike as he comes off of the line. The vehicle is high in the back right now. As he starts down the track, that back end will pull down. The vehicle should, if everything is right, run about level if everything is going the way it's supposed to and he's got it weighted right. Ike Zering's out of Edinburgh, Indiana. The bucket list is a tough-running competitor. Class of 7 here tonight.
Yeah, it's going to get a little louder. Yeah, it's going to be a little louder.
track. Norton, I think he says you're done. With a 720 for Adam. 320 to 72 cents to the right for him. He will keep that. We like what we saw right there. He was your test hook, and he accepts that hook. Mike Zering took his hook, but we are going to make a change.
A special note, south end too is a beautiful scoreboard down there. You can see the replay, give us distance. We sure appreciate the NTPA for bringing that out for us tonight.
Don Graham will be up on the left-hand track. Don comes out of Greenwood in together with the Rags to Rich's machine. He's been at this a long time, but he's going to be your new test hook. We're making a change. We're tightening that one up just a little bit. Don Graham will be on the way into the minute. He will be our new test hook. Stop and think, why did we not have a better sled setting? It was a brand new track. Nobody knew. Track was put together this afternoon. We have no sunshine. We have a little bit of a breeze. But things didn't change maybe the way they thought they were going to. Maybe they changed differently than the way they thought they were going to. So we needed to make that first hook with each track to find out, did that work well? No. We need to back off. We need to make some changes. We've changed both tracks now. I think we're probably all right on the right-hand side. Adam Henley takes the record down and lays down a nice pass. Don Grant coming out with the Rags to Riches. He will be the test hook now on the left-hand track. Track from yesterday to today. If you recall, we were running one track last night. We were down the center of it. Why? Because the outsides were a lot stickier, a lot more moisture in them. Today we have two tracks. We rebuilt yesterday's track to make two tracks out of it, and we have a better track today. It works better. We've got a bigger show too. We have 56 events. Down to the track here in a minute. The under pressure on the right-hand side. Jake Whitman from Tiffin with a 3-0. And Don Grant on the left-hand side with the Rags to Riches. track. Don Grant now is waiting for the green. We'll roll up tight. Make sure that the green lights come on the sled. That's what we look for first. Gentlemen on the track are watching the sled operator. As soon as it says gives them green, they can turn him loose. I was a little concerned when Don came off the line. It didn't sound like he had spooled it up to where he normally does. Not a good pass. 266. With 665, 266 with a 665 to the right. Five blocks in the weight transfer. He will take that hook. He was your new test hook, if you recall. He will take that hook. So Don was not necessarily as happy as he could have been, but there's something going on that he wants to worry about. Robert Windham, the Lewiston truck will be up on the right track. The left track brings Robin Coy from Stryker, Ohio, with the Pepper Shaker. Windham out of Republic, Ohio, with Lewiston. Big thanks to all of our national event sponsors. Bring this event to tonight, Case IH, Beck Hybrid, Wix, Filters, Hot Shot Secret, Enderley Fuel Injected Back Trailer, as well as O'Reilly Auto Parts, Cowtail, Mike Detox Tires, That Bingo Lubricant, Ag Protect One, the U.S. Army, and Stop Fire. All of our linemen out there on the track carrying the Stop Fire fire extinguisher. The world's best fire extinguisher. They'll take care of anything that shows up on. Thanks to all of our corporate sponsors. We appreciate them stepping up. Bob Whitman with the green flag and the green lights on the sled. Chasing 320 and 7. Right at the very, very end. Robin Coy hooked to the sled with a pepper shaker. Out of striker, Ohio lines up. Gets himself cleared away. Green light on. On Jeff Sled. The pepper shaker. Arcola. I noticed both sleds are positioning roughly in the center of each track. Maybe a little left of center on the right-hand track now for David, but as a general rule, we start to see them lining up about the same place each time. We'll see if that changes as we change classes tonight. Bring up Ron's favorite driver here in a minute. That's Jeff Hoffler, of course, coming up on the right-hand track. I had to do that. You know that.
Just one of the favorites.
Oh, now he's going to try and cover his tracks and get out of that. I see what you're doing.
Yeah, we got more than one in this class.
Patrick McCarthy, Findlay, Ohio's baddest sin on the left-hand track. Leading distance of 276. 276 leads the class right now. Things kind of go south. Something let go, driveline issue probably. .248, 225, 248. Parts and pieces in his hand, that's usually an indication that something came in about. Gear joint gone off of the front axle. Technical services telling us down on the track. Got a few people who clean up with a shovel, but that's all right. Be careful, those could be hot, guys. They might be a little warm. 2:48, 2:25 for the man that's set. Ray Jeff Hostler, a front with disaster for Columbia City out onto the track on the right-hand track.
Yeah, this was last night's winner here, folks. One of our fine sponsors, we sure do. Want to root for Jeff.
He can put together another nice, strong run, moves him quite a long ways into that $500 goal that he has in mind. And it's just the vehicles on the north track, on the right-hand track tonight. Those are the vehicles who were here last night, they'll be here tonight, and they'll be here again tomorrow night, that are qualifying and running for that $500 prize for each one of them, the first place in each class.
Even though he won, it wasn't like he won by 20 feet. It was pretty close, so they're all in competition, folks.
Clearing out on the left-hand track, got a Fillmore, Indiana, with the Rule 19 machine. Leading that class is a 276. Robin Cohen has the lead right now with a 276 and some change. Left-hand track, we looked at 1, 2, 3 more. We've got Chris Taylor, Jim Holman, and Ike Zering. Ike coming back from the top of the list. Took that pass at 364 and maybe let out of it, maybe didn't. We'll find out.
Looking out here, it looks like we got a great crowd tonight, folks. Thanks for coming. This is awesome.
Four-wheel drive. Chris Taylor comes out of East Indiana with the Green Haulers Mafia. Carrying one of the sponsors on the box in front. Cowtails. He loves his cowtails. They stepped up and helped him out with a little sponsorship, and we're glad to talk about it because they're one of our sponsors as well. So thanks to Cowtails for helping out Chris Taylor, making his vehicle look a little more than monochromatic, let's put it that way. Puts a little color in that vehicle. Out of East Indiana, he's very far to the right. Not real sure what he's thinking. Maybe he's seen something in the rest of the competitors ahead of him that allowed him to make that change confidently and figure out there's something over there because as they've gotten to the other end of the track, they're already over to the right-hand side. Can he get it done to the start line? That's the way I would describe the Holman brothers. That four-play Chevrolet has more press time, more pictures than I think any vehicle I've ever seen. The Holmans are very proud of that vehicle coming out of Waseon, Ohio. Ed Miller Tire sponsors that book. in Wasion, doing a tremendous job up there. Beautiful track. If you've never been northwest corner of Ohio, you need to go to Wasion sometime. Right off the interstate, you can see the fairgrounds, you can see the track from the interstate as you go past. Jim Holman doing the driving tonight. For Jim Holman puts him in the number 2 spot. Chris Taylor has the number 1. As we go back to the right-hand track, Chuck Dunner, a common hooker out of 44th, Pennsylvania. Stayed right after it. Common hooker, Chuck Dunner. .485 for Chuck, 318.485. Just one to go here in the four-wheel drive. The left hand is track. That will be Mike Zering coming back from his position as original test hooker. As he decided he was going to drop, but we also made the change in the sled anyway. So it worked out to everyone's advantage to have him come back. 308.235. Chris Taylor has the lead right now. Ike knows what he has to do, and he's watched everybody else. He's watched even Jake go down the track, knowing what the track is and how it's behaving here tonight. And he is also set way to the right. If I remember right, he started the class dead center of the track. He's watched everybody else and decided he needs to move over there and see what is going to play out for him for the bucket list. This is Ike Zering, rather. Ike will be our last hook in the class. We wrap up our four-wheel drive, 6,200 pound class tonight. This is the only opportunity to see the four-wheelers, and this is tonight. Tomorrow night, we'll see the two-wheel drive in place of our four-wheel drive. Look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow night, Section 3 here, Branding Park, Arcola Tractor Pull. Good to have everybody. I agree with Ross. This is a beautiful crowd tonight. Great numbers of people. I see some scattered spots here and there, but everybody's quite cozy, I think.
Yeah, it looks like a great crowd to me.
All right, Ike. Green light is on for Mr. Story. Jared Glover, Granville, Michigan, the 1996 Dodge Ram 2500 out. Yeah, I do. I wrote it down. 364.8. This distance.
Yeah, for Brent.
331.405. So our weight change to 33 wanted to. He ends up in first place once again. The bucket list is first. 331, 405, number 2, Chris Taylor with the Great Haulers Mafia, 308, 235. Jim Holman comes out and turns the 296, 120. Jake Zering with the 293, 830. Ahmed Coy with the 276, 075. Jared Glover under green. Didn't really look like he had it spool up where he wanted to as he started off the line. Going to roll him back again. You know, if you're looking for a refreshing change, say goodbye to sluggish performance. Reach for one that won't slow you down. We're talking experiencing the force of clean, pure oil coursing through your engine's veins. No matter what you drive, Wicks filters. Clear choice. Here's the filtration that works as hard as you do. Wicks premium filters. Performance starts here. We roll Jared back, giving him that second opportunity to start. He has 2 opportunities to cross the 100-foot mark. Same at every event you go to. The 100-foot mark is that magic line. You have 2 opportunities to take your vehicle past it. Now, if you decide to get out of the throttle before you cross 100 feet, it doesn't make any difference where you stop, as long as you made that attempt before you cross 100 feet. All right. Jared said, yes, I want to do it again. We'll see how he does. He's just awful proud of that gear, it sounds like to me. He didn't get it to spool up like he wanted to. It sounded good, but he just didn't have the speed that he needed.
If there is a Summer Reinhardt in the crowd, you need to come to the tower, please. Summer Reinhardt, please come to the tower.
161, 760 for Jared. 161, 760. When we get a chance to talk to Jared, once the heavy comes to the tower, find out his thoughts on this track here at Arcola tonight. He's more than welcome to. Any of our winners are more than welcome to come up and stack the accolades on our track penalty crew because they've done a great job. They really have.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. You know, we don't get near enough of the winners to come up here just to say a few words. That'd be awesome. One more time real quick. Summer Reinhardt. Thank you. He's here.
Well, will we stage a big sled or a mini sled? 9 of our minis to run at 2,050 pounds.
So it's
Somebody's
this way?
disappointed with the number we have tonight.
Mini
There's
sled?
a significant collection of the minis in eastern Ohio running tonight, so we're very fortunate to have our Region 2 competitors here in Arcola tonight. 9 of them to run, including our friends from Canada.
Balance? Yeah, but it's balanced. Right. But I'm saying your camera itself is balanced on a tripod. So I don't get why it's...
Make sure you get those 50-50 tickets. I don't know when we're
Well, and I
going to be
heard
calling
you
them in.
say it, and I saw it, and I was
Dollar
like...
a piece, 6 for $5.
Are you taking
Wingspan for 20.
in between runs?
Find the guy that's got a wingspan that you can really collect on. That works real well because if you stop and think, you may get 20, 25, 30, maybe even 40 tickets for that 20 bucks.
Exactly right. Seems very popular since we went to that. A lot of
that
people
though.
do that.
If that's all the way out, I don't know what else to tell you to do. And it's balanced.
Looks like we might have a little break here. Make sure you run and get those elephant ears, those tractor taters, the poppers. Come down and get a whole hog
I think if
sausage
you keep
sandwich,
your
some
hand on it,
nachos, some hot dogs, cold drinks.
Don't let go.
Make sure you go back and get the beer tent, get a margarita, get a Mighty Summer Shandy, get some Miller Lite. Go on back, $20 for 6. By the way, these are 16-ounce cans too, folks, not 12. They're 16-ounce cans.
On the track, the right-hand side, next stand on a striker, Ohio, one called Frank. Do not ever count this man out. Do not ever count this vehicle out.
He had a good night last night, too.
Yes, he did. Here again, another one of those that's qualifying or trying to add to the total distance from last night. They could get by with 2 disastrous runs and one dynamic run the last day we're here and still take home the $500. Right-hand side sits Frank McStam out of Striker, Ohio. 1, 2, 3, 4 left to run in our diesel class. The right-hand track. Yet to start with our minis, but we're getting everything squared away, making sure that is ready to go. Horsepower. 13-inch hitch height, 18.4, 16.1 tires, defines our mini rod class. We've got time, and we also have a winner. Congratulations, my friend. Laid down a pass that was to die for, right?
Oh yeah, I really wish I got to keep that first one. They kind of talked to me at the end of the track and they said, what'd you get out of it? I said, I barely let out of it. You know, you guys ought to let them say. And I think they contemplated it for a second. They went, no, we're not getting pulled here. So, you know, to come back and I saw Dad pass and I went and I geared down and everything. But, you know, it was a really great pass. And I got to thank all the people here at Arcola.
Hang on. Down the track to the right-hand side. I listened to you back out of it. I don't know where you were, but you were 300 and neighborhood of 50 when you let out, I think.
Oh yeah, they told us that we're going to aim for 320. If you go 350, that's it. So I was like, if I go way out there at 370, it's an automatic. So I was trying to convince them. But
well, when you came back after we made that sled change, we took 30 feet away from you. That's about what we expected, right?
Oh yeah, I think the sled setting was definitely great on the second run and everything. And I had to gear down to do it. If I ran the big gear, I'd have been about 300 feet about like a dad. But I got to thank Arcola for putting this pull on. I got to thank Hot Shot Secret. You know, if you want your daily driver to run like that, put some in that and you're good. And I got to thank Bex Hybrids. You know, I know this is a very close pull to about an hour away or so. So, you know, give a lot of thanks to those people. They're putting on this pull. If we support them, they'll help support us and we can grow bigger.
That's exactly the way it works. But I'll tell you, you also get to take one of those collections of Hot Shots Secret stuff with you tonight, because that is the real reason you won. Just take that home with you. Congratulations, sir. Well done.
Thank you.
We'll see you later. There you are, ladies and gentlemen. Derek laying down a great pass. Chuck Dunner would be on the 2500 Chevrolet with a 333.565. Takes over the number one spot with that one, the 2 left, 2 run on the right-hand track. We understand they made a slight change to the mini sled, so that means Kevin Dick out of Tiffin, Ohio, with the mini backing in right now, called the Captain Sass. Yes, that's what I said. You have to be very careful the way you pronounce that name. Now Ron sitting over laughing at me. You just notice that name? He's laughing at me. That's what happens when you start looking at the names and probably figuring out, okay, how do I say this and get away with it? We got away with it that time. We'll see what happens if they made the change up here. We're going to get Tate up here in a little bit. We're going to just turn him loose. One class or another, we'll just let him do the whole class. try and chew Columbia City. We'll wrap up our class. I've got all kinds of people up in the tower tonight. This is great. I love it. Bex Hybrids is here. We heard them mentioned a while ago, but she didn't tell me who you were, but that's okay. You're going to tell me.
Rod Mosley with Bex Hybrids. This is part of my territory. I'm a territory rep with Bex, and we're super excited to be part of the NTPA this summer. We've been to multiple events. We know we got a full summer to go, but it's really special to be here in Indiana, where Bex is an Indiana family that grows a lot of corn here in the Indiana state. We're just really happy to be here.
Well, we're glad to have you because we talked yesterday to the Bex people that were here at that point in time. They were giving us all kinds of promises that Bex was making. So that was fine. And I know you're going to give us the same promises. But Bex has been around. It's a family company. They've been around forever. They know what they're doing.
Yes, we are the largest family-owned seed company in North America, and we're striving to bring just the best quality product we can to all our customers.
And I see those signs all across the state of Indiana, so I know where the whole plant is. I go past it often, so it doesn't surprise me to know that you are the representative for the entire state of Indiana. Well done.
Well, thank you. We sure appreciate it. We're glad to be a part of the NTPA.
Well, we're glad to have you, and I'll bet that you either got hats or T-shirts or something we're going to throw here in a little bit. See, she told me. I knew that.
We sure do, and we're going to film to the loudest screamers out there, so we want to hear some screaming for these T-shirts.
Okay, and now you need to be on that side of the track, too. Yeah, both sides of the track, so make sure.
Yep, we'll be on both sides.
Very good. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Bex Hybrids, ladies and gentlemen, here making it very proud to be part of the state of Indiana. 3-0 class. Remember we saw him first, Brian Chu. This is the Iron Maiden. He now has a 3:33 in change. Staring him in the face. Gotta make it happen. Can he? Yes. Center of the track, lined up. Been watching the entire class of 12 other competitors run down the class track ahead of him. Some of them better than others. The last 3 or 4 have been extremely good. So we'll find out here if he can get the job done. Right now, Chuck Gunner sits on top with a 3:33.565. Dick Stan with a 3:28 in the number 2 spot. Number 3 goes to Eric Whitman with a 3:22. And number 4 to Jeff Hostler. So that's your top 4 right there. Let's see what happens. Brian Chu tries to mix up the top order.
Everybody.
3:33.135. Duck Nutter at 3:33.565. He takes first, so guess who's in second? Yeah, Brian is right there with that one. 3:33.135, number 3 spot. Goes to Nick Stan with Frank, 3:28.820, number 4. Eric Whitman with a 3:22.570. And number 5, to Jeff Hostler with a 3:22. All right, we knew that was going to happen eventually. But I'll tell you, it was close. Chuck Nutter, if you got a chance, you want to come up here and talk to us? We'd love to find out your thoughts about this track. Dave Lacey. Bedford, Ontario, Canada, the triple play Unchained is up first. We'll see David in a minute in his second ride. We're nothing. Actually follow instructions. They're doing a lot of screaming real well. He made his way up here very quick. Chuck Nutter, first of all, congratulations tonight. Well done.
Thank you very much.
You have a distance at 3:33.565, and the distance between first and second was less than 2 inches.
It's very close. We got lucky enough. We got the win last night too, and where were we? Cannons, and it was 0.15 between me and Logan.
This is going to be an interesting weekend for you guys chasing that $500. You you've got a nice look at it right now.
It looks good. Looks good. Congratulations to Brian with a good pass down. It's always rough to reset the sled and then come back, and it doesn't perform 100%. It's a truck to watch out for.
Did you feel, when I was watching, I could watch the track at about 235, 240. There was a bounce over there. You guys were having a fight.
Yeah, we seen that early on, and first truck went, second truck went. That's why I drive the common hooker. That's my truck. I moved that forward to the right and said, let's give that a shot. Whoops, that didn't work, so we slid it back over, and we just laid the hammer down and took it all the way down to the end.
Well, congratulations. We have a product package from Hot Shot Secrets for winning the class. Job well done. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Congratulations. We'll love to have you here in Arcola.
Thank you very much.
They're ones to watch, Dave. So I'm kind of excited. I'm going to kind of step back. I'll take care of the minis. You don't worry about them. I'll let you have them on until we get the wagon reloaded here in a minute.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Hopefully I keep you guys entertained.
I don't think there'll be any problem with that. I don't think there'll be any problem with that at all, Dick. I noticed that as Mark comes out with the sled, he has a block set on the back quarter of the pants, which is going to give him a lot more control on the backside. But we'll have to watch as he comes past to see how many he has in the box, because he's got it pretty well loaded here for a 7,500-pound mod class. 20-inch drum arm, modified, yes, in the fact that if you have two engines, you have to run both. If you have three engines, you have to have at least two running. Now, if we get into all the engine combinations, there are pages of the rule book that describe what you can run as far as modified. The longest length of rules in the rule book pertain to modified. If you run this, you can't run that. You can run this with this supercharger. It gets real complicated. Basically, if you can steal it, you can run it, what it amounts to. But we deal with this in a 7,500-pound class. The mark is in and set. I think, yep, it looks like, I think you're up, Dave.
Well, on the right side, we'll start up, and it'll be Les Corporal. He's out of Marion, Indiana, and he'll be driving Corporal Punishment. about the modified class here. The regional national modified class. It includes modifieds weighing up to 7,500 pounds, including the driver. All particular engine combinations are prescribed in the rule book to balance competition. If automotive engines are used, at least 2 must be on board and all but 1 must be running. The chassis may extend to no more than 14 feet forward of the center of the rear wheel. The maximum tire size is 30.5 by 32, and the maximum drawbar height is 20 inches. As that sled went by, there were 8 weights in the box, and that amounts up to 16,000 pounds for 7,500 pound modified class.
David Lacey, triple play, double or nothing, hooked up to the sled right now. He's chasing his own distance at 3:08.780. He leads the class with the first one down the track. This is his second entry on a candidate. Bedford, Ontario is home. Sled backing away before we got the shot on the laser, so we pull him back up. That was the nice thing about not having it all scraped away. We know exactly where he stopped. A nice pass for him. The other one at 3:08.780. Uh-oh. Tate, it's all yours now.
There on the right-hand side of your right side track. We had a slight sled change after the first pull. And now we're bringing up Galen Marcy. He's from Columbus, Indiana. He's got the Dutch Next Generation. I watched him pull a couple weeks ago, and let me tell you, he did a pretty swell job over there. That was in Wachion about 2 weeks ago. He did pretty good. Bargy out of Columbus, Indiana. He went 3:52.750. 3:52.750. So the rest of the pullers better bring it because he's keeping that.
Left hand to track right here from Scott Van Antwerp. Holland, Michigan, lane 30. Looking at 3:08.78. David Lacey holds the lead right now. 3:08.78 to the right. Scott Van Antwerp going to take a shot at it. Back, put the front wheel back on the ground, and take a deep breath. He was beyond 100 feet, so he's going to have to take that distance. .176.385 for Scott. 176.385. When you get a little fight with one tire and not the other, you start to one wheel. It starts to back and forth. When you grab with one tire, what does that do to that rear end? It spins the other tire that much faster. And so when it comes down, now you have a perpetuating problem. It doesn't get any better. It probably is going to go bad very, very quick. In this case, Scott gacked out of the throttle and said, okay, this is not going like I wanted. 176.385.
This is Wayne Kreider out of Churubusco, Indiana. He's driving double dose +1. He had a little trouble here last night. So hopefully he went back, made some improvements overnight, and he comes back and gives us a strong pull here.
right now with the minis. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 to run, including this one. 4, that is, to finish out our mini rod class. Left-hand side of the track a little bit for Andy. Trying to figure out if there may be something that Lacey's figured out with their passes.
I can see one of our 50-50 people out here in front of the tower. Folks, I heard there's not very many of them tonight, so make sure you flag them down and get your ticket. On the track of the mini slide.
As our Dusty Price arrived, I recognized the vehicle that he transports it in. Dusty Price comes out of Kimball, Indiana with what called the bacon bits. A little different design to body style. It's still a mini rod at 2,050 pounds. But Dusty is somebody that you want to keep on the good side of, because he'll beat you. He will run over you. Right now, David Lacey with a 308 and 7 cents in first. We have Dusty to run, Kenny Vogelmeyer and Kevin Dick will round out the class of our minis. To go in our mini class. $296 of the 900 to the right. $296, 90 cents to the right for Dusty Price with a bacon bits machine. 2 left to run. 308 and 7 leads the class. Junior out of Decatur, Indiana, the WAP flip side. Chasing that 3:08 and 7. Laid down by David Lacey. Midway through the class, and nobody's really come close to it except his second ride. From underneath the skid pad itself. But a nice pass as it was for Kenny Multimeyer. .78.94, 2:78 with a 9.4 to the right for Kenny. One more to go. Let's give a Nick with the Cats and Sass out of Tiffin, Ohio. One left to go with a mini ride to class. Cowtails can be proud to be a supporter of NTPA to promote mutually nut-free sweet treats to pullers, fans, and their families. Thanks to Cowtails.
Don't mean to get in your way.
Up next here on the right side track, we have Kent Miller. He's out of Bellevue, Ohio. He's got the corn and soybean special. Last night he just wasn't quite able to get it lit right. So hopefully he went back, made some changes, and gives us a strong pull here. Ken Miller this morning, he was dealing with a
starter issue on that center motor that he said he smoked it yesterday. We've had people working with him all day long. Technical services telling us they're going to, take this a little different twist here. We're going to roll him out on the track, roll him back and hook the chain, which we can do. And we'll hook him to the sled, roll him up to start with a tight chain and start the motor. Something about the neutral switch issue that we're dealing with, so that gives us an opportunity to, well, it keeps it a little quieter, gets him hooked up, but we can also make sure that everything is where we need to be. So get everybody to cooperate, roll him out, it will help.
Don't forget, get those elephant ears, get those tractor taters. Go over there to Keenerton, get some ice cream, some cheese curds, some milk. Back to the beer tent, get some ice cold beverages. Don't forget the margaritas.
Out of the track, under manual power. Get everybody squared up, making sure that we get him back in and square in front. We'll roll him up and tighten the chain up. And at that point in time, we will start him with a tight chain. The neutral problem with the transmission, he's a little concerned, and so is technical services. But this is something we can do. There is also the option that sometimes if you lose reverse, you can bring a vehicle out on the track, go out with a sled, and retrieve them and back them up to the starting line. That is also acceptable. We got a mod running over there, so I guess, State, we're going to let the mod run, and then we'll figure out what's going on with the Mini.
Well, that'll bring up Bob Joe Stock. He's out of Lapeer, Michigan. He's driving Wild Child.
50-50, people. Last call. Make your final rounds. Then we're going to have to heading up here so we can get everything counted and divvied up. 50-50, last call.
Here's the wing Armini's finish up. David Lacey with the triple play unchained in the number 1 spot. We'll talk to David if he gets a chance to come up to the tower. I'd love to talk to him about this particular class. 1 and 2 go to him. Ken Beatty in the number 3 spot. Number 4, the Dusty Price with the bacon bits. Number 5, Kevin Hicks, we just saw him down the track. Number 6 to Andy Corporal. Number 7, Kenny Boltemeyer. And number 8, to Jacob Betzemeyer. That landing is up our mini. So we'll get David Lacey up here to talk to us if he would like to make his way to the tower.
I see the smoke still rolling over here on the grills. They're still grilling up some of those whole hog sausage sandwiches, folks. Make your way over, nice and fresh.
We got 2 left in the mod. Coming up next is Brad Barty out of Ansonia, Ohio. He's running on the Jury Next Generation.
And then we have David Lacey up here. We'll talk to him in just a minute. I'll let you finish your class, Dave.
And right there for Brad Barty, he went 275.380, 275.380.
Finishing number 1 and number 2 with the minis tonight. You take them, you bring them across the line, bring them into the United States, and show Mr. Beatty what you got. He placed 3, but you outran him. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, Alan. I've always had good success here at this track. It's our 10th year pulling. I've had a lot of good luck. I've had a lot of bad luck, but just watching some good competitors like Ken Benny at every event he goes to, you can learn a lot, but you can also make a lot of mistakes as well.
Well, that's true. And you said you were talking about the track, that it was very different than what you were expecting.
Yes, this track is usually, from what I know, really hard, and it packs up pretty good over the course of the night. But it's got a lot of good moisture in it. You just got to know how to drive the tractor, and every tractor and vehicle's different. And you got to watch, you don't overpower the track by any means.
Well, your first and second were only separated by less than 6 inches. So evidently you had figured out how you wanted to do it.
Yeah, the first one I was kind of hesitant after watching the first few competitors go down the track, and thought I'd try something different for the second one, and didn't get much more than 2 inches.
Exactly right. Anybody you want to thank?
I want to thank Brad Corporal and Les Corporal from Modern Machine for building such a great, strong chassis for me to run. They do awesome work and great help out if they have any advice. And all the sponsors here today, and Arcola Truck and Tractor Pulls, great time.
Absolutely. We've got a gift box of Hot Shot Secret stuff for you because I know that's something you could probably use.
Thank you, Alan.
Very good. Appreciate it. You got it. We got a great man delivering the project. Ladies and gentlemen, there he is, Mr. David Lacey, all the way from Bedford, Ontario, Canada. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you coming. So you got your placings finished out on this class? That's what Melissa's for.
We still got one more.
You got one more? What are you
Yep.
doing?
Got one more.
I had a class finish.
Okay, 50-50, it's time to get them wrapped up and get up so we can get everything counted. Go ahead and make your final sales, and let's make somebody go home real happy.
Dennis good, but with the big sexy, and he's got a lot of smoke out there. I don't think we have any issues other than we snuffed it pretty hard, pretty quickly. 8,500 pound, our light pro stocks out here with Massey Ferguson doing the talking for Dennis here tonight. He's your test hook. We'll find out what he wants to do. I got a pretty good idea. $185, $130, $185 of the $130. He will drop that hook. I'm not too surprised.
Les Corporal. 3rd, Terry Feist. 4th, Todd Feist. 5th, Brad Bargy. 6th, Bob Jostock. 7th, Ken Miller. 8th, Wayne Kreider. And 9th, so if we could have Galen Bargy come up to the announcer's stand so we could have a quick interview with you.
Mike Brostock on the left-hand track right now. This is Tom Schaefer, one called the Boss. Jeff's got 8 blocks in the box as he's moving it back. 16,000 moving forward. Tom Schaefer with the ball, Southern Ohio. I told you were going to do the class. That means you also get to do the interview at the end. It's all yours, sir.
Well, Galen, I guess how's it feel?
That was one of my best rides in the last 2 years. It's incredible. Didn't expect it. Been struggling with that tractor, trying to get it to run better. And I don't know what we did, but it definitely laid down a double pass tonight.
Absolutely. That was a smooth run. It was fantastic. I mean, all I have to say is wow. I watched it a couple weeks ago in Wasion. Well, I tell you, that pole beat anything he had at Wasion. My Lord, that was a beauty.
Yes, they've done a terrific job on the track the last 2 nights. We got one more night. Hopefully we'll have another great track. And then the fans. Oh my God, this is awesome. Best crowd I've seen in years. Just awesome here at Arcola.
Is there anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, so definitely want to thank SCS Gearbox. I want to thank Nebraska Gas Turbine. I want to thank all my brothers and my dad. And I want to thank my fiance at home for supporting me and allowing me to do this.
Well, thank you and congratulations. We're going to send you home with one of these kits here. So congratulations to you. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you, Tate. Job well done. Yeah, you've got another class. If you want to take care of the hot part, I'll let you do it. I'll sit over here and play around with Light Pro. Light Pro, the regional national level at 8,500 pounds. Any size turbocharger on the intake side. But all the exhaust has to go out through 4.5 inches. Kind of restricts us a little bit. 540 cubic inches. 4.5 outlet on the Charger, 24.532 tires, and a 20-inch drawbar. All right, Tom Schaefer laid down a 309 and 1 says, I'll take it. I'll make sure that I take that hood. Jordan Stroud will be up next, Justin Jeffries. Mike Waller, Bob Campbell, Evan Smoot, Chris Mann, and TJ Snyder will wrap up our Light Pro class tonight for the first time here at Branding Park. Never Enough comes out of Midland, Ohio, and Jordan Stroud. Right there at the very, very end, he had a head of steam up. In this case, it goes to smoke. Those stop fire extinguishers coming out if we need them. I haven't seen anybody spring anything with a stop fire yet, as far as that one is concerned. But Jordan Stroud, Never Enough. Report from trackside, everybody looks okay.
Real quick, folks, just a reminder, tomorrow morning at the firehouse, 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock breakfast. Everybody is invited. Come on out, support the community. 7 to 10 at the firehouse.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, over here on the right side, we have Raymond Hall from Tiffin, Ohio. Harnessed horses is what he calls this tractor. 9,500 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, Raymond Hall out of Tiffin, Ohio. He just went 278.340, 278.340, and he is going to keep that.
Another quick reminder, access Fort Wayne at Allen County Public Library's website. They are doing the filming, so you can go on the website, the Allen County Public Library, and you can watch some of this that's being filmed and watch it on TV. We sure appreciate them being here doing that for us. Again, I want you to turn your attention to that wonderful scoreboard down there. See that instant replay coming up, just the track that it just ran. I think that's a great shot. I'm going to rattle off some more of our great sponsors because I don't want you to forget them. We got Truck Maintenance, Hostler Trucking, McAllister Machinery, Preferred T Group, Quality Diesel Performance, Bailey Trucking, Young's Greenhouse, Belgard, Arcola Inn and Ale, DeHaven Chevrolet, Felger's Pete Moss, Big G Sports Cafe, Exhaust World, Impact, Keener Dairy Farm, Pierre's Party and Tent Rental, Acorn Real Estate, C. Henry Steel, Cedar Creek Meats, Schaefer Lawn and Turf. Thank you all.
1066 out of Houston, Illinois. The man in the driver's seat is Justin Jeffries. Chasing 309 and 1. Tom Schaefer laid down with the boss. Gets himself lined up coming out of Hookstead. 1066 came out of 1972. Probably one of the more popular years and vehicles ever built by International Harvester. 1066. 7 left to run in this class. I think we'd have done better as far as distance down the track. Every time you touch the front end of the ground, you actually unload the rear tires. You'll start to see a little bit less as far as forward momentum is concerned.
Over on the right side, this is Branch Schrader out of Columbia City, Indiana, and Addiction.
Just a little information, our 50-50 people up here frantically tearing these tickets. We're going to have a great jackpot.
Justin's distance at 293 with a 905. 293. 905 to the right. Mike Palmer will be up. Bob Campbell, Evan Smoot, Chris Mann, TJ Snyder, and Dennis Goodwin.
That's a 281.320 for Branch Schrader. 281.320.
The Red Adventure comes out of the Palmer Stable in Greenville, Ohio. We'll be down there in August. To that hook in Greenville. Palmer's kind of play host to everybody down there. Looking forward to that opportunity. I think it's the second week, or maybe it's the third week. And it's the weekend after Bowling Green, let me put it that way. That I do know. And we'll be in Greenville, Ohio, and Mike Palmer will be there. Red Adventure is a tough runner. Always has been. It's one of those that he has a lot of pride in, and he makes that work, and work very hard and work very well. Mike Palmer chasing now a 309 and 1 that Tom Schaefer laid down with, guess what? Another Redmond, the ball. The green is on, the green is out. Down the track he'll come.
about your hot farm class. The hot farm class includes tractors weighing up to 9,500 pounds with a maximum 3-inch inlet and 3.5-inch outlet. Maximum tire size is 20.8 by 38. The maximum drawbar height is 20 inches. Just a little bit about the hot farm class. Here's Everett Wilkerson with just one more. That was a real good pull there at that International. And Everett Wilkerson just went for a distance of 302.120. 302.120 for Everett Wilkerson.
Bob Campbell, object. Green Gangster will roll up tight. We have Kyle here from Hot Shot Secrets, and Hot Shot, we've been giving that product away all night long. Every one of our winners got a package. Now, we may not have a chance to finish our conversation, Kyle, but we'll get started. First of all, welcome. Glad to have you at Arcola. We'll talk to you as soon as Bob Campbell gets down the track. Starts to make me nervous, and that third one is when things start coming apart under the front end. Bob Campbell, out of Rossburg, Ohio, with the Green Gangster. We wait for that distance. Kyle, we've been giving away Hot Shot Secrets products all night long. Have you been busy down at the tent tonight? Absolutely. We really enjoy being here, and everybody's stopping by the booth. Well, that's what we were trying to encourage them to do. What kind of questions they're asking you? You know, we get a lot of questions about how to treat diesel fuel. It's a big problem now, and with the more fuel we get from the pump, so we've got that solution in Hot Shot Secret. We're happy to talk to people about that. Do you think that the diesel fuel quality has changed in the last 2 or 3 years? Indeed it has. And as they start to put new blends in it, we're starting to see old problems resurface with water in the fuel and et cetera. So we've got a good fuel additive to take care of all those problems. And that's what Hot Shot Secrets is all about. That's right. Kyle, thank you so much for being here. It's been a great weekend. We got tomorrow yet. Look forward to seeing you then. Thank you, sir. Kyle from Hot Shot Secrets, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, it won't be long. We'll be having that drawing for that 50-50.
Bob Campbell says it's a 264 and 840 with the Green Gangster with 1, 2, 3, 4 yet to go. Evan Smoot, Chris Mann, TJ Snyder, and then we'll go back to the top for Dennis Goodwin. But Evan Smoot will be up next. 341. Mike Palmer is in the lead. All right, Evan Smoot, the Barnyard Bandit, comes out of Eaton, Indiana, spools that charger up, and here he comes. On board the Sled, gets the greens on the track, and it's all in his ballpark at this point in time. See what you got, Chris. Real certain of what the issue is when they come off the line like that and get out of it. Are they in the wrong gear? Were they aimed down the track wrong? Did they not feel comfortable with what they saw, either A, on the track, or B, on the dash in front of them with all their gauges and dials? But something said, I need to back out of this. I need to redo it again if they'll give me a second opportunity. He was short of the 100-foot mark. Yes, we will certainly do that. Not an issue. up next on Natural High. And then we go back to the top of the order and bring Dennis Goodman out. At that point in time, Mike Palmer's distance at 3:41 and change will be the deciding factor. Is he going to be able to hold on to that lead with just 2 more vehicles in front or not? We'll find out shortly.
Real quick, some thank yous. We really want to thank TRA for being here. We're so glad that they're here, and that's one of those people that we hope we never need. Just remember, Life Care is an annual membership that helps cover out-of-pocket ambulance costs not paid by your insurance. That open enrollment begins October of 2024. Thanks to TRA for being here for us and helping us out today.
DJ Snyder backing in the Natural High out of Williamsburg, Indiana. I'm not real sure it was what he thought it was going to be. Running hard, but not running like it should have. DJ Snyder out of Williamsburg, Indiana. $183 and 56 cents to the right. 183 and a 560. One more to go in our light pro stock.
And Austin Boyer just went 313.175. 313.175 for Austin Boyer and Super John.
Yet to go. That's the one we saw at the very top of the order. That's Dennis Goodman out of Genoa, Ohio, with the big sexy. He'll be in on the track shortly. No, we haven't forgotten about 50-50 drawing. No. We have not forgotten about you at all. They're making their way front and center. We'll do that here very, very shortly. May do it after the big sexy runs.
Right after this tractor, we'll have a quick 50-50 draw. Get those tickets out and ready, folks. Somebody's going to go home real happy, I promise.
The big heavy Massey out of Genoa, Ohio. Goodman in the driver's seat. Was not happy with his first pass. Didn't seem like he had it hooked up like he wanted to. We'll find out. He gave us a 185 and said, no, not happening, and not drop. So he did to the bottom of the class. That's why we see him where he is right now. Mike Palmer, 341 and 3, sits on top of the class right now. Is he going to be safe? Don't know. I've seen this one run before. It is very capable of taking first place away from anybody. Roll up tight onto the chain. Wait for the green to come on. For Mr. Story. Green is on the sled. Green is out on the track. This is the last of our light pros to run right here. Dennis Goodman. Get our distance, and then we will, you've got one to run, Tate. We'll run that one, and then we'll go track side.
And on the hot farm side, Chuck Schrader just pulled. He was last night's winner. He went 315.695. 315.695 for Chuck Schrader. That brings up our final puller of the class and of the night, Tony Weber out of Westport, Indiana. He's driving 50 Shades of Red.
We'll let him run, Tate, and then I'm going to talk to Mike Palmer here sitting behind us, winning our last class. So we'll get that one down, and you'll have the opportunity to talk to your winner as well.
292.490, a 292.490 for Tony Weber.
Well, you get your placings all put together, Tate. I got Mike Palmer here, a friend of mine. It has been a while, my friend, since you and I have spoken in the winner's circle. Good to see you. Congratulations.
Thanks, Alan. They get harder to come by. But I got to thank the whole committee here. This is an awesome pull. The crowd, you're awesome. I mean, I've never seen a big crowd Friday night. Thanks everyone for coming. I mean, this is a fun to pull in front of a lot of people. It really is. And I got to thank Hot Shot Secret Oil. And I'm not thanking just because I've sold it at the old Red Avenger, and it's still good stuff.
Well, you got people to thank, I know, and that's just one of them. Give us the list and the rundown.
Well, first off, my wife and son, and my dad we lost 2 years ago, but without him, I wouldn't be doing this. And Wipeout Enterprises, Weimer, I mean, everybody's been good. Thank you, Alan, for now.
Not a problem, thank you. I look forward to Greenville because I'll be there, my friend. You've got a product package from Hot Shot Secret, sir.
All right, thanks.
Congratulations. Mike.